That'll be the last of the problem. Okay, we're streaming again, so you should be able to type VK3CSJ, look for the live symbol, and we should be up and running again. And I'll keep an eye on the stream light there. It goes red when it's good, but it goes yellow or orangey when it's not so good. Hope the audio levels are okay too everywhere. It looks like they are. So it's the stream, the audio level on YouTube that worries me. Anyway, we're still hanging in there. Oh, I forgot to mention, we also have an email address if you wish to send emails, vk3csj@gmail.com, vk3ekh, vk3ekh@gmail.com. And also we have a Discord channel, chat room activated. So if you download Discord, download or install Discord, and go looking for us, just look for Astronomy Chat Room. The Astronomy Chat Room, I think, is what you just need to find. So there it is. Where was I? Privileges of membership include the right to borrow books, periodicals and other publications from the Society's extensive library located at the Melbourne Observatory, receipt of the ASV's magazine Crux, called Crux, containing articles, news, observing notes and the like, and free provision of the Astronomical Yearbook. The Astronomical Yearbook here is an annual publication done by the ASV. It's a little bit like an almanac of sorts. It's quite a detailed book. In fact, I'm holding it right now. That's the almanac there for 2024, and it is full of all sorts of astronomical information, which I'm just panning there on TV. You can see as I do this. And for those that are doing astronomy, and little pull-out charts you can get. See, there it is, pull-out charts and all that sort of stuff. They go to great extent. In fact, there's the Messier catalogue just there in the first few pages. You can see on the screen there, Messier catalogue. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so there it is. Anyway, that's what I refer to when with the Australian Astronomical Yearbook. Every year they publish that. Access is available to telescopes on members' nights held regularly at the Melbourne Observatory and after monthly meetings, weather permitting. These instruments include the Society's 300mm equatorial reflector and a 300mm portable reflector. There's also a 200mm refractor, which is managed by the Royal Botanic Gardens, and a photoheliograph are also housed at the observatory and are accessible to members as well. The Society also has a number of 200mm reflectors available for short period loan, so members can try before they buy in the NEC. Struth. In the ASV telephones, I'm not with it tonight, I can see that. With the NEC telephone scheme, yes. No, the ASV's telescope loan scheme is what I was trying to say. All right, where was I? The Society, yes, I've read that. Regular Society club night meetings are held regularly. No. Regular Society club night meetings are held at the Melbourne Observatory in the Ellery Suite at Burwood Avenue, and opposite the Shrine of Remembrance. Members are encouraged to use the Society's instruments located there in order to gain first-hand experience in telescope use. These instruments include a 508mm equatorial reflector, and there's also a number of smaller reflectors. Members are also encouraged to make use of the Society's country property located some 2-hour drive from Melbourne, depending on where you are. It is located just north of Heathcote. There are a range of instruments located for members to use, the larger two with appropriate training, and these range from 300mm to 1000mm in aperture. Also located on the site is a fully steerable 8.5 metre 30-foot dish. a Kennedy dish, which members can get involved with. If you get involved with the radio astronomy section, very pleasant good evening to any radio astronomers listening tonight. Members are encouraged to make and use telescopes. Advice and help on both matters are provided willingly to newcomers desiring to do the same. Instrument making is only one of the number of common interest activities catered for within the society. Other areas of interest that members can participate in include deep sky observing, astrophotography, lunar and planetary observing, auroral, meteor, comet, radio astronomy, computer, cosmology and astrophysics, historical studies, research and astronomy in general. Contact details for various section directors or team leaders are provided in the yearbook, this one, which I'm reading from, but you've got to be a member to have that. So the next best option is to go to the internet and go to asv.org.au and all will be revealed. Further information may be obtained by visiting the ASV website, as I was just saying. Notification of events are given in the Crux Extra Bulletins, which is an email publication that gets sent out every other day to keep members abreast of what is going on. Please note that the ASV will conform to all government health directives, and thus ASV events may be required to be cancelled, moved or postponed. If you wish to send a letter to the ASV, the mailing address is to the Secretary of the Astronomical Society of Victoria, GPO Box 1059, Melbourne, Victoria 3001. So there it is. All right, the internet is still hanging in there, I can see. So hopefully we should be okay for the rest of the hour. You're tuned to ASV Radio, VK3EKH. And for some reason I've lost my voiceovers. Sorry, Rolf. I must have deleted it when I was clearing out the backlog from last Friday's transmissions, and I know where they are, but right now I won't bother about it. But I was going to try and keep them here so I can always click on them. So it'll just be me tonight doing those little announcements. Okay, the first thing I am going to talk about tonight. All right, let me just go through what I'm going to try and run through tonight. So it wets your whistle if you're interested to hang in there and stay awake. The first article is, could we find Planet X by using the James Webb Space Telescope? Followed by, China has just sent a secret mini rover to the far side of the moon. Also, a creepy study suggests that artificial intelligence is the reasons we've never found any aliens. That's an interesting read. And breakthrough method pierces ionosphere to reveal radio universe in stunning clarity. Also, and you maybe often wondered about this one, this is something I've been wanting to bring up for the last several weeks, but I keep forgetting to queue it up on vMix. But this is potentially taining. Where is Starman? Now, we're not talking about the movie, but I can if you want. John Carpenter's movie The Starman is definitely worth watching. If you haven't seen that film, it's a classic in its own right these days. And it handles the aspect of visitation from extraterrestrial intelligence very well. And it's based on the gold record that was sent along with Voyager, which has a whole bunch of information on it about Earth, what we look like, and our music and tastes. Greetings in 150 languages, and where we are in the scheme of things. So, yeah, Starman is definitely worth catching up with. But I've gone off the track here. My apologies. Where is Starman? We're talking about Elon Musk's Telstra Roadster in space. We're coming up to that. So hang in for that little interesting one. Also, courtesy of Kate Green, our Facebook editor, who loves to be very, very fluent in giving us heaps of information, astronomical information, every day. There is probably several articles that she finds for the Facebook page. It is a big read. If you want to keep up with things, it is really quite good. The space exploration, it's the section of ASV, space exploration, and Kate Green is section director for that, and she keeps the Facebook page absolutely well and truly up to date with current events. So I've got paused on the screen here an article about Marcia Reich, I think that's how you pronounce her surname, who receives 500,000 Gruber Cosmology Prize. I'll leave that. I won't read the whole article out. I'll just read the first couple of paragraphs just to wet your whistle on that one, because there's a lot of text there. And also by Kate, what is it? Meet Helix, the high-altitude balloon that may solve a deep cosmic mystery. And I'm going to touch also on Aurora Australis Tasmania. I keep getting little messages that tell me that my internet's fallen over, but it's not. It's still there. Oh, actually, I know why it's doing. That's because the several pages that I've got open here are still good, but each time I open up a page, it just tells me that I lost the internet there for a while, a moment ago. But everything's okay. It's just a little message there, so don't worry about it. Don't panic. Aurora Australis Tasmania. I've got a little video to show in regards to that, and that's a Facebook page. And then space weather. So hopefully by then it'll be coming up to 11 o'clock. This is VK3EKH ASV Radio. Okay. Could we find Planet X using the James Webb Space Telescope? You might have asked yourself. And there's a little artist's impression here, so I'll bring that up so you're not always looking at me. Nope, that's not it. Where are we? There it is. Okay, but what I will do is not that one. That one, that brings up a little camera insert for those watching the visions. Okay, back to the article. Considering its distance, the uncertainty in its location, and the breadth of its orbital path, this hypothetical planet is exceedingly difficult to detect. You know, Planet X has been in the astronomical media for years. Is there a Planet X, an unknown planet, a ninth planet, if you forget about Pluto, a ninth planet that's orbiting our sun that hasn't been discovered yet? Good old Planet X. So they're saying here, can the James Webb Space Telescope actually detect this? Well, there's no reason why it shouldn't. This is published May 6, 2024, courtesy of Astronomy.com. If the James Webb Space Telescope can see galaxies billions of light years away, why can't it find the proposed Planet X somewhere in our solar system and beyond Pluto? And that question is asked by Terry Murray in Cincinnati, Ohio. Cincinnati, oh, it doesn't matter. Your excellent question demonstrates that at times celestial reality can defy terrestrial intuition. One would think that astronomical objects within our solar system would be more readily observable than galaxies billions of light years away. However, in astronomy, apparent brightness is more important than proximity. For instance, the Andromeda Galaxy, magnitude 3.4, appears approximately 12,000 times brighter in our sky than Pluto at its maximum brightness, which is magnitude 13.6. Despite the former's 2.5 million light-year distance, all the same, one can observe Pluto with a sufficiently powerful telescope because its location is precisely known at any given time. Finding planet X, assuming it exists, is far more complicated. In January 2016, Caltech astronomers Konstantin Bajin and Mike Brown published a paper in the Astronomical journal in which they cited evidence for a giant planet that might be 5 to 10 times more massive than Earth, with an average distance between 400 and 800 AU from the Sun. Pluto's average heliocentric distance is 39 AU. Even if Planet X is truly a giant and reflects a lot of light, it will appear quite faint because the intensity of light diminishes with the square of the distance. At the minimum 400 AU distance, the Sun will appear at least 100 times fainter than it does at 39 AU. Any reflected light from Planet X will appear even fainter after traversing the solar system's second time to reach Earth. Considering its distance, the uncertainty in its location, and the breadth of its orbital path, this planet would be exceedingly difficult to detect in conventional sky searches. And astronomers will not only have to detect Planet X, but also distinguish it from background stars by virtue of the motion it exhibits relative to them. Recall that Clyde Tombaugh, 1906 to 1997, detected Pluto after a year of Metallicus, don't worry about that, searching with a blink comparator. Meticulous was the word I tripped over. Meticulous, searching with a blink comparator. Imagine that, a blink comparator where you compare images by flicking back and forth. That's the way to do it. A machine that compares a machine that compares two different images of the sky to look for the minor differences. The search field for Planet X is broader, and owing to its greater distance and the slower orbital motion, it changes in position relative to the background will be smaller and more difficult to detect, even with the current technology. Full stop. So you can still look for Planet X if you know, and you've got a lot of time and patience for it. And of course the image on the screen is an artist's concept that depicts the distant hypothetical Neptune-sized Planet X in our solar system. So I wonder if there really is another planet that orbits our sun. One day we'll find it, I'm sure. Technology exists. Still hanging in there on YouTube, so if you want to catch up with the visions, you can look up YouTube. Just turn the sound down on YouTube because of the massive delay. Don't worry about the sound, just listen to us live here on 80 metres and via the Melbourne TV repeater, which is only a few milliseconds behind. Ouch. Oh, pardon me. You're tuned to ASV Radio, VK3EKH. Next. What is next? We have China. Anyway, okay. This is quick. Might be too long on this one. China's just sent a secret mini rover to the far side of the moon for its Chang'e 6 sample return probe. This was published 2 days ago. We got a picture of this, so I shall bring that up for you to see. A tiny previously undisclosed lunar rover has been spotted strapped to the side of China's moon-bound Tianzheng-6 lander in a newly released pre-launch photos, which you can see on the screen right now. The true purpose of the rover, which is scheduled to land on the moon's far side, remains a mystery, of course. China's latest lunar mission is carrying a secret rover to the moon's far side, new photos reveal. Eagle-eyed observers spotted the mysterious spacecraft strapped to the side of a lander that is scheduled to touch down on the moon next month, but the roaming robot's purpose remains unknown. On Friday, May 3rd, last Friday, the China Academy of Space Technology, or CAST, C-A-S-T, successfully launched an autonomous Long March 5 rocket into space. This was the first step in the country's Change 6 mission, which aims to be the first ever mission to collect samples from the moon, hidden far side, and carry them to Earth. The main payload of the moon-bound rocket is a lunar lander that is expected to touch down on Earth's largest satellite at some point in early June. There, the spacecraft will collect samples from the surface and then launch them back to Earth in a return module, which is similar to the Change 5 mission, which landed a spacecraft on the moon in 2020, successfully returned lunar samples to the Earth several months later. Little else was known about Change 6 mission before launch, other than that it would also carry undisclosed payloads from France, Sweden, Italy, and Pakistan to the moon. However, following the successful launch, CAST, C-A-S-T, released new photos of the lander, and people quickly noticed a small grey object with wheels strapped to the lander's side. Yeah, okay, that looks like a previously undisclosed mini rover on the side of the Change 6 lander, journalist Andrew Jones, who closely follows China's space program, wrote in a post on the social platform X. The suspected rover's primary task on the moon remains unclear. However, a subsequent translated statement from Shanghai Institute of Ceramics, which provided several components of the Change 6 mission, revealed that it has an infrared imaging spectrometer, although its purpose is unclear. Due to the size of the robot and the conditions it will face on the moon, its mission will likely be short, Space News reported. CAST already has the U2 rover, YUTU-2 rover on the far side of the moon, which landed in 2019 as part of Change 4's mission. The first mission to successfully land a spacecraft on the far side of the moon, Change 4. I'm probably not pronouncing that Chinese word properly. Change, whatever. U2 has already made some big finds, including the discovery of small glass spheres on the lunar surface. This is not the first time that China has surprised the world with undisclosed payloads. During the country's Taiwan 1 mission to Mars in 2021, several spacecraft, including a Mars orbiter and the Zhurong Mars rover, released secret mini cameras to take selfies on or around the red planet, Space News reported. In the past, CAST has also been secretive about other operations, including the demise of the Zhurong Mars rover and the incident in 2022 when a Chinese rocket carrying an undisclosed object crashed into the moon's surface. CAST's ultimate goal is to put humans on the moon by 2030, and the agency will start to test launch a new type of large reusable rocket next year. However, like with the new rover, the details of this mission are being kept closely under wraps. You're tuned to VK3EKH, the official station of the Astronomical Society of Victoria, with the regular Friday night broadcast coming to you from the studios of VK3CSJ in Narre Warren South. Okay, now this is an interesting article, so wake up and stay tuned. There's not much visions here. It's just a picture of, if you've ever seen the movie Alien. If you haven't seen Alien, I highly recommend it because it is great, fantastic sci-fi. Definitely worth seeing. It's a Ridley Scott film, and you can't deny that Ridley Scott is a brilliant filmmaker. Okay, let's just go back to the other camera. This one here. No, just go. Thank you. All right. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is just bring up this image of Alien, but what I'll do is bring me up there into the corner of the screen, which is press number 4. There I am. Okay, that'll do. So you can all stare at the typical Alien thingy here as I read this article out. Courtesy of ScienceAlert.com. Creepy study suggests artificial intelligence is the reason we've never found aliens, published 10th of May 2024 in The Conversation. Artificial intelligence, AI, has progressed at an outstanding pace over the last few years. Some scientists are now looking towards the development of artificial super-intelligence, or ASI. A form of AI that would not only surpass human intelligence, but would not be bound by the learning speeds of humans. But what if this milestone isn't just a remarkable achievement? What if it also represents a formidable bottleneck in the development of all civilizations? One so challenging that it thwarts their long-term survival. This idea is at the heart of a research paper. The author, which will be referred to as I from now on, this idea is the heart of a research paper I recently published in ACTA, Astronautica, which, could AI be the universe's great filter? A threshold so hard to overcome that it prevents most life from evolving into spacefaring civilizations. Interesting thought. This is a concept that might explain why the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, has yet to detect the signatures of advanced technical civilizations elsewhere in the galaxy. The Great Filter hypothesis is ultimately a proposed solution to the Fermi paradox. This questions why, in a universe vast and ancient enough to host billions of potentially habitable planets, we have not detected any signs of alien civilizations. The hypothesis suggests there are insurmountable hurdles in the evolutionary timeline of civilizations that prevent them from developing into spacefaring entities. I believe, the author, the emergence of ASI, artificial superintelligence, could be such a filter. AI's rapid advancement, potentially leading to ASI, may intersect with a critical phase in a civilization's development. The transition from a single planet species to a multiplanetary one. And this is where many civilizations could falter. With AI making much more rapid progress than our ability either to control it or substantially explore and populate our solar system, the challenge with AI, and especially with ASI, lies in its autonomous, self-amplifying and improving nature. It proposes the potential to enhance its own capabilities at a speed that outpaces our own evolutionary timeline without AI. The potential for something to go boldly, the potential for something to go badly wrong is enormous, leading to the downfall of both biological and AI civilizations before they ever get the chance to become multi-planetary. So, for example, if nations increasingly rely on the seed power to autonomous AI systems that compete against each other, military capabilities could be used to kill and destroy on an unprecedented scale. And this could potentially lead to the destruction of our entire civilization, including the AI systems themselves. Sounds a bit like the Terminator scenario. Continuing on. In this scenario, I estimate the typical longevity of a technological civilization might be less than 100 years. That's roughly the time between being able to receive and broadcast signals between stars, 1960, and the estimated emergence of ASI 2020 in 2040 on Earth. This is alarmingly short when set against the cosmic timescale of billions of years. This estimate, when plugged into optimistic versions of the Drake equation, which attempts to estimate the number of active, cumulative extraterrestrial civilizations in our Milky Way, suggests that at any given time, there are only a handful of intelligent civilizations out there. Moreover, like us, their relatively modest technological activities could make them quite challenging to detect. So there's a kind of a wake-up call here. This research is not simply a cautionary tale of potential doom. It serves as a wake-up call for humanity to establish robust regulatory frameworks to guide the development of AI, including military systems. Funny about that. This is not just about preventing the malevolent use of AI on Earth. It's also about ensuring the evolution of AI aligns with the long-term survival of our species. It suggests we need to put more resources into becoming a planetary society as soon as possible. A goal that has lain dormant since the heady days of the Apollo project, but has lately been reignited by advances made by private companies. As the historian Yuval Noah Harari noted, nothing in history has prepared us for the impact of introduction of non-conscious superintelligent entities to our planet. Recently, the implications of autonomous AI decision-making have led to calls from predominant leaders in the field for a moratorium, tripping over that one, on the development of AI until a reasonable or responsible form of control and regulation can be introduced. But even if every country agreed to abide by strict rules and regulation, rogue organizations will be difficult to rein in. The interrogation of autonomous AI in military defense systems has to be an area of particular concern. This is already evidence that humans will voluntarily relinquish significant power to increasing capable systems, because they can carry out useful tasks much more rapidly and effectively without human intervention. Governments are therefore reluctant to regulate this area given the strategic advances of AI offers, as has been recently and devastatingly demonstrated in Gaza. This means we already edge dangerously close to a precipice where autonomous weapons operate beyond ethical boundaries and sidestep international law. In such a world, surrendering power to AI systems in order to gain tactical advantage could inadvertently set off a chain of rapidly escalating, highly destructive events. In the blink of an eye, the collective intelligence of our planet could be obliterated. Humanity is at a crucial point in its technological trajectory. Our actions now could determine whether we become an enduring interstellar civilization or succumb to the challenges posed by our own creations. Using SETI as a lens through which we can examine our future development adds to a new dimension to the discussion on the future of artificial intelligence. It is up to all of us to ensure that when we reach for the stars, we do so not as a cautionary tale of other civilizations, but as a beacon of hope, a species that learn to thrive alongside artificial intelligence. You're tuned to ASV Radio, VK3 Echo Kilo Hotel, the official station of the Astronomical Society of Victoria, with the regular Friday night cast missions coming from VK3CSJ. That was an interesting little article, wasn't it? That was courtesy of Science Alert. Time is 20 minutes to 11 o'clock here on 3EKH. Oh, that didn't work. Stuffed that up, didn't I? All right. Okay. Breakthrough method pierces ionosphere to reveal radio universe in stunning clarity. Published 9th of May 2024. How long does this article go for? Just checking it. All right. There's a couple of pictures here to bring up. Am I still streaming? Let me just check my stream. Yes, I'm still streaming. Thank goodness for that. Oh, I don't want you. Go away. Where's my image? Where's this image? It's just here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Alrighty then. This article, published 9th May, Science Alert by Michelle Starr. What a name, Starr, S-T-A-R-R. And the images you're seeing on the screen at the moment is the previous best decameter calibration technique left, the left image, and the new technique right. Big improvement. The very lowest frequencies of the radio universe have just revealed a spectacular clarity. A team of astronomers has used a new calibration technique to give us the first sharp images of the radio universe in the frequency range of 16 to 30 megahertz, an achievement previously thought impossible due to the turbulent interference generated by Earth's ionosphere. It's like putting on a pair of glasses for the first time and no longer seeing blurred, says astronomer Christian Groverveld of Leiden University in the Netherlands, who led the research. Seeing the universe with radio eyes presents some interesting challenges at the best of times. At the lowest end of the electromagnetic spectrum, the radio range consists of the longest waves, which means they can penetrate Earth's atmosphere. However, because the signals are often quite faint and because the wavelengths are quite long, the antennas with which we detect them need to be quite large. So, putting a radio telescope in space simply isn't cost-effective means of studying the radio sky. And most radio telescopes have been deployed and run right here on Earth. But for the decameter frequency range, below 30 megahertz, this means we've not been able to see what's out there in fine detail. That's because of the ionosphere, which scatters low-frequency radio waves in so effectively that they arrive highly corrupted. The variable electron count in the ionosphere causes variable phase delays in the low-frequency wave front, and the interreactions between electrons and magnetic fields in the ionosphere can cause the radio waves to rotate. I think they call that Faraday rotation. The result is very blurry, out-of-focus images. Fascinating, isn't it? It's been a problem for as long as we've had radio astronomy, but back in 2004, astronomers predicted that we might be able to achieve much better resolution with projects such as LOFAR, LOFAR, a radio telescope array, which was at the time still yet being constructed. LOFAR is now the largest radio telescope in the world, seeing the universe in the lowest frequencies we can see from Earth. So I'll just repeat that sentence again. LOFAR is now the largest radio telescope in the world, seeing the universe in the lowest frequencies we can see from Earth. But the ionosphere is still the same old problem, says Grovefield, and his colleagues sought a way to correct for its interference. And there's another image here, which I shall bring up. This image, which is a fairly sharp image. What's on the screen right now is the image of the low-frequency radio sky obtained using the new calibration technique. Their calibration strategy works similarly to adaptive optics, which uses a guide star to help optical telescopes correct for the effects of the atmospheric distortion. This is where they fire a laser into the atmosphere. The researchers use the radio waves themselves as a calibration targets, with sensitivity and resolution an order of magnitude higher than previous decameter observations. The technique isn't perfect. Lines radiate around radio sources in the new image, which you can see here. This is because the ionosphere causes the source to appear to move around. The calibration has pinpointed the source with higher precision, but some artifacts of the ionospheric influence remain. That sometimes can be refined in further work. But for now, though, the team's efforts show a degree of precision that reveals details that we've never seen before. High-frequency and low-frequency radio emission is created by different processes, and objects studying galaxies' clusters we'd only ever seen before in high-frequency radio waves showed that the emission is not evenly distributed but has a short, spotty pattern. Outbursts from very distant black holes also produce low-frequency radio waves. So the new technique means astronomers have a much better tool for understanding a black hole accretion in the early universe. For now, though, we know the technique works. The researchers are hard at work processing more data, hoping to eventually help map the entire decameter northern sky. And as Grovefield notes, there is, of course, a chance that we will eventually discover something unexpected. Yes, please, says the author. So that was courtesy of Science Alert. The article was called Breakthrough Method Pierces the Ionosphere to Reveal Radio Universe in Stunning Clarity. Most interesting. Right, it is 12 minutes to 11. It's just a few other things here I would like to get through. Stretch my back. I'm crouching over. I shouldn't be doing that. All right, finish this cup of coffee. What have I got next? Oh, yes, okay. I'm going to run with this. Much run with this because I've been putting it off for weeks. Where is Starman, you might ask? And I've already talked about the movie. Where is Starman? Track Elon Musk's Telstra Roadster in space. There is a website that you can all go to right now, and it is called www.whereisroadster.com. That is .com. It is all one word. Where is Roadstar? WHEREISROADSTER. In fact, I've got the website on the screen here. Let me just bring it up. Where are we? There it is. Hang on. Wouldn't it bother you? There it is. Okay, where is Starman? It is on the screen. This is what the website looks like for those watching the visions. Okay, it's only very quick. So where is this vehicle? The current location, this is all in real time. The data here, it is real time. It is actually measuring or calculating where this blasted piece of space junk is that was put up there by Elon Musk. How dare he do such things? But you can see on the orbit there, the green in the orbit on the screen, there's a green orbit. That is the current orbit of this car. So the current location is 57,855,416 miles. It is 5.18 light minutes away from Earth. Just 5 minutes away, light minutes from Earth, moving away from Earth at a speed of 15,535 kilometers an hour, or 4.32 kilometers a second. The car, I see, they're making a reference to Mars now. The car is currently something in the order of 218 million miles from Mars, or 19.51 light minutes from Mars, moving away from the planet at a speed of almost 5,000 miles per hour. The car is also 102 million odd kilometers from the Sun, or 9 minutes away from the Sun, light minutes, and is moving at a speed of 13,000 miles per hour, or 21,000 kilometers per hour. It's all there on the screen. The car has exceeded its 36,000 mile warranty while driving around the Sun, no doubt. The orbital period is about 557 days. That sounds a New Zealand accent I was putting in there, wasn't it? Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. The orbital period is about 557 days. Oh dear. It has achieved a fuel economy of 24,930 miles per gallon. If the battery was still working, Starman has listened to Space Oddity 620,000 times since it launched in 1 year. And is there life on Mars? Is there life on Mars? Oh, it must be a song. 836,000 times. Anyway, all this data is here. Starman has completed about 4,000 orbits around the Sun since its launch. I think that's all right. I think it's just over 4,000. A telescope about 13,000 feet in diameter would be required to resolve the upper stage from Earth. A smaller one could see him as the unresolved dot. Yeah. The vehicle has travelled far enough to drive all of the world's roads 78.6 times. It has been 6 years, 3 months, 3 days, 15 hours and 8 minutes and 12 seconds since launch. 14, 15, 16. It's all in real time, this data that's on the screen here. So if you're interested to know where the Roadstar is that was launched by Elon Musk, just go to www.whereisroadstar.com. You're tuned to ASV Radio, 1053. And now I'm just going to go into this one very, very quickly. Where's my camera at the moment? I'll get off that. All right, I'll bring up this image. This young lady. Okay, very briefly. Marcia Reich, I think that's how you pronounce that surname, Reich, receives $500,000 Goober Cosmology Prize by the International Astronomical Union, May 8, 2024. The 2024 Gruber Cosmology Prize recognises Marcia Reich, R-I-E-K-E, Reich, of the University of Arizona's Steward Observatory for her pioneering work in infrared astronomy, especially her oversight of instruments allowing astronomers to explore the earliest galaxies in the universe. The Gruber Foundation today announced the recipient of this year's Cosmology Prize. The prize is awarded annually to leading scientists and cosmologists who have made groundbreaking discoveries that change or challenge our understanding of the universe. Reich will receive the $500,000 award and a gold laureate pin at a ceremony on 8th of August in South Africa, Cape Town. The citation recognises her lasting impact on our understanding of the universe. In particular, though, her role as principal investigator on a key instrument aboard the James Webb Space Telescope, an infrared camera that, in the nearly 2 years since the telescope began scientific operations, has both reinforced and challenged the understanding of the early universe. Infrared astronomy investigates the part of the electromagnetic spectrum where the wavelengths of light are slightly or substantially longer than in the visible portion. The sliver of the spectrum that our eyes can see, sliver, the word was sliver, not silver. The sliver of the spectrum that our eyes can see, full stop. Observing the universe in infrared light allows astronomers to probe the first stars and galaxies by exploiting a physical phenomenon that cosmologists call redshift. And that's when light left the first galaxies in the period 100 million to 1 billion years after the Big Bang. It occupied the visible and ultraviolet sections of electromagnetic spectrum. In the 13.7 to 13 billion years since then, the expansion of the universe, the expansion of space itself, has stretched those light waves, lengthening them and shifting them not just toward the red end of the spectrum, but also into the infrared. So Reich has devoted much of her career to infrared astronomy, both as an observer and the capacity of which she is receiving the Gruber Prize, as an instrumentalist on major space missions. Astronomers desiring observations in the infrared observe from space because the infrared sky can be seen through the Earth's atmosphere, and it is too bright to see distant galaxies. I think they've left out a word there somewhere in that sentence. Anyway, I shan't go on much longer because there is quite a bit more to that article. But yes, congratulations to Marcia for that. Good on her. And it's just so great to have the ladies doing things like this in astronomy. It's just fantastic. It's been, history shows how good the ladies are at this sort of thing. All right. Now, I just want to run the other thing here. It's on Facebook. I'll have to leave the other one to next week. Yep. All right. All right. Now, I know not everybody is into Facebook, and I can understand why. I know a lot of people think that Facebook's a waste of time, and to some degree it is. But there are many pages that are devoted to real stuff. Really good stuff, whether it be ham radio or astronomy or whatever. But there are genuine pages, and you can sign up to Facebook and just select those interesting things to you. Don't worry about anything else. Anyway, there is a page called Aurora Australis Tasmania. And it is dealing with aurora that is seen from Tasmania. Let me run a quick video which is by, hang on, let me just bring it across and bring this up. Here we go. Okay. Have I got it looped? Yes, I've got it looped because it only goes for a minute. So what's on the screen right now is just a bunch of images by Chris Blackerby. Chris Blackerby. And he's this is just a collection of auroral images that's taken from Tasmania. In fact, let me see. Let me do the actual Facebook page. It starts off by saying, "Welcome. We are an Australian-based group of chasers dedicated to helping you catch an aurora. We share current aurora alerts and encourage photography of and answer questions about the aurora australis phenomenon." So I've signed up to that one. I've become a member of the Aurora Australis Tasmania principally because it's one way of being, or hopefully at least a way of being able to get notification that aurora is visible in the sky. So I thought it'd be nice to see how effective that is. But the aurora that you're seeing here is taken in April 2024 at a place called Rockby, as in Rokeby, Rokeby, maybe it's Rokeby, in the Rokeby area, between 1 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. in the morning. So there it is. It's some amazing images. So it's courtesy of Chris Blackerby. Thanks, Chris, who's probably not listening, of course. But anyway, that's his timeless work there. So it's really great. I'm still yet to visually see an aurora, but I'll one day I know I will. All right. Let's go to space weather. There's no report from Tamitha tonight, so it'll be straight to spaceweather.com. What's happening with spaceweather.com? We have a picture of the sun here. Let's bring that up. There we are. Oh, get rid of that. We don't need that text on the screen anymore. Where are we? Where did I put that text? There it is. Just fade out of view. Oh my God. I need a bigger monitor. There we go. All right, so the screen, that's the current sun, disk of the sun. If the sun was in the sky right now and we're able to look at it, that is the current view of the sun with all those amazing sunspots that you can see there. The solar wind is currently at 409.9 kilometers a second, blowing a hurricane at a density of 1.68 protons per cubic centimeter. The current sunspot number is 170. The radio sun, measured at a wavelength of 10.7 centimeters, is 233 solar flux units. Geez, that's high. I don't think I've ever seen it that high. 233 solar flux units. My goodness me. And there is a bit of aurora happening at the moment. This is the current image. What? Didn't I bring that across? There's always one I don't bring across. Hang on, let me do it. Image, browse, pictures, Friday night. There it is. Open, okay, cross to there, to there. There we are. All these key clicks, mouse clicks. All right, that is the current aurora glow over Antarctica. As you can see, it's favouring towards Tasmania and New Zealand. So I would suggest that there is a potential for aurora visibility at this present point in time. And since most of those images that we just put across happen to happen early in the morning, between 1 and 5, there it is. Anyway, having said that, Where else do we go from here? Are we about to experience a new Carrington event? No. But the sunspot AR3664, which is, let me just go back to that, on the disk of the sun. Now, for those watching the visions, of course, that sunspot, I'm moving the mouse around it, but you can't see that. But there's a pretty big sunspot in the lower right-hand corner there. Anyway, that's designated as AR3664. So Space Weather says that AR3664 is indeed a Carrington class sunspot. But the CMEs it hurled toward Earth over the past few days are not as potent as the monster CME of September 1, 1859. NOAA says we might experience severe geomagnetic storm when the CME arrives this weekend. If geomagnetic storms were hurricanes, severe would be a Category 4. The Carrington event was a Category 5 or greater. So this is no Carrington event, but even so, Category 4 is pretty intense. If it happens, stay tuned for some great auroras, as I was saying. And there's a little GIF image here of this CME being launched into space. Bring that up and bring that up. Put it on a loop. All right, so there it is. Come on, keep repeating. There we are. Good. So what you're seeing there on the screen right now is 5 CMEs are heading for Earth. Great sunspot AR3664 has hurled an astonishing 5 CMEs toward Earth. They are all in this frenetic 2-day coronagraph movie from the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, SOHO. Now, the two bright images that you're seeing in the image there, the two bright objects are Jupiter on the left and Venus on the right. So that's Jupiter on the left and Venus on the right. The CMEs will miss those planets, but will hit Earth instead. According to a NOAA forecast model, the first 3 CMEs could merge form a cannibal CME. They're referring to it here. Cannibal CMEs form when fast-moving CMEs overtake and gobble up slower CMEs in front of them. Internal shock waves created by such CME collisions do a good job sparking geomagnetic storms when they strike Earth's magnetic field. The cannibal CME is expected to arrive on May 11, tomorrow. It alone could spark a strong G3 geomagnetic storm, with 2 more CMEs following close behind. Storm levels could become extreme or G4 classification, sparking auroras at mid to low altitudes across Europe and USA, including the south. So yeah, things are afoot. Our solar cycle 25 is still arcing up. We're still on the increase. We haven't quite plateaued yet. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Our sun really is quite an amazing thing. All right, I think that's about it for space weather. Let me have a look at the KP index. The planetary K index is currently 2.67, which is considered quiet. The 24-hour max KP figure is 3, which is also considered as quiet. The asteroids, potentially hazardous asteroids, as of May 10, 2024, there were 2,349 potentially hazardous asteroids. And as far as the exoplanets are concerned, if you're keeping count of how many exoplanets that are being detected, currently there are 5,662 confirmed exoplanets in 4,169 planetary systems, with 896 systems having more than one planet. There you go, courtesy of Wikipedia. I think that's definitely about it. It's, what is it now? It's 9 past the hour. There you go. Boy, I can do it. All right. On that note, we shall conclude tonight's transmission. Again, my apologies for not, if anybody was hoping to catch up with me at the Hamfest tomorrow, I'm sorry I won't be there. I will be in spirit, if you believe in that. All right, we are going to go across to the frequency now and see if anybody is still awake and wishing to just check in to say hi. And let me just find a nice clear page that we can write upon. And tonight I've got the audio output from the radio, the transceiver, going into the mixer. So there will be a clear audio feed going out over YouTube, and also over the TV repeater. So, i.e., people on the other end can actually hear what you guys are saying, a bit more clarity. I just hope that works okay. All right. So, now I've got to turn up the fader for that so you can hear. This is VK3EKH, listening on 3541 kilohertz for any stations wishing to join in.
VK3 Golf Lima. VK3 Hotel Kilo. Victor Kilowatt 3 Delta X-ray. VK5 Kilo Tango.
Okay, I can hear the woodpecker in the background. VK3GL, VK3HK, VK3 Delta X-ray, and VK5 Kilo Tango. Is there anybody else?
VK3 SPX.
VK5 Whiskey Alpha.
All right, acknowledging VK3 SPX and VK5 Whiskey Alpha. Let's go to the top of the list and pick up Graham at Bunyip. VK3GL. VK3GL, VK3, about to say CSJ, VK3EKH.
Alrighty, VK3EKH, VK3GL in what was a wee bit wet Bunyip today. I usually say sunny Bunyip, but it's not sunny. Well, it wasn't sunny anyway. We had about 15 millimetres of rain in the last 24 hours. Anyway, good evening to you, Clint. Good evening to everyone else who's checked in this evening. All pretty good signals. Your signal on the broadcast tonight, Clint, 30 over 9 consistently, so all good there. The audio levels to report. As last week on 80 metres, I said it was a bit boomy, and you reduced the bottom end at the check-ins. Your broadcast tonight sounded perfect. Really, really good. Great audio all the way through. A little bit of QSB every now and again, but coming through perfectly well tonight. Had a listen on the YouTube feed, and that also sounded absolutely fantastic tonight as well. So maybe grab your camera out, take a photo of your mixing desk, and just note where all the settings are, because it's all quite good at the moment. Some good articles there read out tonight, Clint. Thanks very much for that. Will be interesting to see whether or not we get anything from this fairly large mass ejection from the sun. And I note you made comment about the aurora, but it will be interesting to see whether there is anything surfaces as a result of that in the next 24 hours or so. Mind you, if it does and it's good, less likely of seeing it at this time of the year because of cloud cover, so that might put a bit of a dampener on the ability to go out and see it. I'm yet to see one as well, so
bless you.
I'm yet to see one as well. A really good one. I've seen light on the horizon, but haven't actually seen something with a bit of colour in it. Would be absolutely fantastic. I keep seeing all these pictures online. I think there was a picture put up the other day from somewhere over in Norway that looked absolutely fantastic as well. Anyway, again, thanks very much for the broadcast there, Clint. May have a brief word or so with you at the conclusion of the cast tonight. We'll see how we go. Good evening to everyone else as well. VK3EKH, VK3GL Bunyip.
Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. VK3GL, VK3 EKH returning, and I'm having to control the fader on the audio from the radio, so that when I come up, I turn that down, because I think there might be some sort of feedback that might occur if I have that up. So I've got to remember to turn that down when I come up on the microphone. All right. Thanks, Gray. Thanks for the report. And yes, I made sure that the EQ on the bass end was down, or at the almost flat point. It's not quite. I've got a little bit of boost there. But anyway, it's I'm glad it's gone through okay, and I'm glad the YouTube stream's held in too. It's one of those things. Anyway, all right. Was there anything else you mentioned there? I was mucking around. All right, no worries, great. We'll try and catch up with you a bit later. Across to Mr. HK, VK3 Hotel Kilo, VK3EKH.
Okay, well, this is going to be a short transmission. My report is identical to Graham's. 80 metres perfect and YouTube perfect. Don't touch anything, mate. Okie dokie, back to you, VK3EKH. This is VK3HK.
All right. I mucked up the visions. Hang on, so I'll go back to my camera. Okay. When this you guys come up on 80 metres, I'm trying to focus on the radio, the transceiver, I should say, so that you can review the video later for your received signal here on the Icon Pro 3, and of course the sound as well, because I've got to patch through it directly. Thanks, Steve. Good on you, mate. I know it's a bit late for you. I know you're normally in the sack by now. So, well, thanks for hanging around. I sent you an email. I think you would have got the same email. It was an email to be sent to Drew, but it all depends on if Drew opened up his email at some time tonight. But anyway, I was just letting him know that to bring in that book on astronomy that he's got for me, and to give it to Dennis VK3WV, who will be there tomorrow, but unfortunately I won't be. Anyway, that's another story. Thanks, Steve. All right, across to you there, Greg, VK3 Delta X-ray, VK3EKH.
VK3 Delta X-ray, and good evening to Graham there and Steve and the others that are on there tonight. Yeah, interesting broadcast. I was in a little bit late. I was out for a bit of a get-together with some of the group from the Warrnambool Men's Shed radio group down here, and we had a candidate there that's sitting for the foundation licence, a young girl there of 25, so tomorrow. Anyway, all very interesting, Clint, what I have heard, and certainly following with interest the attacks by the CMCs. Anyway, Clint, 5x9 plus, and terrific audio, sounding real good down here into Warrnambool this evening, Clint. Back to you, mate. Thanks for running it, and you do a great job each week there. VK, I haven't been on for a few weeks, but anyway, I know you're doing the job, Clint. VK3EKH, VK 3 Delta X-ray, Greg in Warrnambool.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. VK3 Delta X-ray, VK3 EKH returning. Very good. And yes, your absence is duly noted. Oh, it's only just a couple of weeks. I don't expect everybody to hang in there every Friday. But that's fine. I know there's a bunch of listeners out there, so that's the main thing. That's the only reason why I do it. Which reminds me, right, I haven't checked my Discord. So Kim says we're dead by 2025. VK5 FUSE. I have to find out what that's about because I can see Brian Cox there. This is on the Discord chat window. So just a very brief acknowledgement of everybody there. Kim Stewart, VK3 UAO. Mr. Steve, VK3 SPX. Cassiopeia, Nebs, g'day Nebs, and lots of Kim. So all right, just looking quickly at the Discord channel, and I know there'll be a chat room there. Email, look at this. There are emails here. Thanks, Mr. W. I can see a bomb warns severe genetic storm is expected to impact Earth. Yep, okay, got that. Thanks, Mr. W. Yep, all right. Graham has sent me an email too, and Steve as well. Thank you for the report, 30 plus, good. Mr. HK, yes, got your report too. And Aurora and Tasmania, Mr. HK. All right, I'll check out those emails a little later on. All right, thanks, gentlemen. Across to Ian, I think it is, VK3 KKT in Two Wells, VK3 EKH.
Very good, Clint. Very good evening to you and everybody on frequency, VK3 EKH. This is VK5 KKT. Thank you very much for the broadcast, Clint. I've heard most of it. I missed the very beginning of it, unfortunately, but I've heard most of it. And very interesting. And the audio on the YouTube is fine. You're doing very well now. And you're 20 plus over 9 on occasions here on 80 metres in QSB, but really solid signal. I have been lucky enough to actually see an aurora about 35 years ago, I suppose. Not long after we moved up here to Two Wells. I was walking back from my shed to the house, which is about 80 metres, and looked over my left shoulder towards the south, and there was this green waving curtain in the sky, and it was a good 30-35 degrees up at an angle from the horizon, and I just stood there, my jaw dropped to the ground. I thought, wow, I've never seen that before. So I was very lucky, and stood there for about 3 or 5 minutes or so watching it, absolutely amazed. Went inside to tell the rest of the family who was asleep, and it had all gone. So it was only short, but I was extremely lucky to see it. Unfortunately now the glow of the Adelaide lights south of me, because I'm north of Adelaide, makes it extremely difficult to see much over unless it's about 30 degrees above the horizon, so we'll have to see what happens. But thanks very much, Clint. Really great effort for you there, sir. VK3EKH and the group, VK5KKT, over.
Yeah, thanks, Ian. VK5KKT. VK3EKH returning, very good indeed. Oh, you've made me feel very, very envious. Nothing would please me more to actually see that curtain effect, as you say. Some of the images that I showed tonight, if you can catch up with this YouTube, the YouTube feed tonight is being recorded on YouTube, so it's possible to catch up with tonight's session again, or for those that haven't already seen it. But a lot of the vision side of it you can catch up with. But yeah, I mean, there have been times when I know the aurora australis gets seen as far as Queensland and Perth. So there are some very, very intense storms that can occur down south, and I think we're leading up to it this weekend. And of course, like I said, we're still to peak in solar cycle 25, and even when we do peak with the maximum number of sunspot activity, there's still the downside, which will take another 12 months or so to go through. So we're really coming into a very exciting time for communications on our HF bands too. And if you're interested in being able to monitor solar flares, it can be done. It's predominantly it's easy enough to tune into to a 15 meter band, around 20 megahertz, but 15 meters, if you just find a quiet frequency that's got no stations on it, and just monitor. And if you hear a sudden increase in the noise floor, that's a solar flare. There is a electronic charting program that you can download for free. It's called Radio Skypipe. Just type in Radio Skypipe. It's an electronic charting program. It's to open up other features, you just pay $30. I think it's still $30 US to open up, to get the license keys to open up the full operating features of the program. But as it is, Radio Skypipe is an absolutely brilliant charting program written by Jim Sky, and you can have the audio output from your receiver going straight into your audio input on your computer, and you can chart the audio stream. And like I say, if there's a solar flare that gets detected by your system, you will certainly see it on the chart recorder. It looks like a big fat shark fin. So it really is fascinating to not only hear it, but to see it on the chart recorder. It really is an experience. Anyway, there it is. Thanks, Ian. Across to you there, Steve. VK3SPX, VK3EKH.
VK3EKH, this is VK3SPX. Hi, Clint. Yeah, lots of interesting stuff tonight. Interested about the Planet X. It probably isn't there, but it'd be nice. Be interesting find if it did turn out to be there, wouldn't it? And I was kind of intrigued by this artificial superintelligence thing, ASI. I'm not sure I buy the theory that it would be a filter. I didn't quite see the argument that it would prevent some alternative development like space flight. But on the other hand, the risks in AI development, it's more likely that AI or some super AI is going to terminate us completely rather than stop us from doing something else. It used to be if civilizations got to the point and then they'd invent nuclear energy and wipe themselves out. That was the theory. That was the Fermi's paradox theory. But this is a little bit more complicated. I'm not quite sure it's that convincing. But the discussions about the regulatory framework, which I think at the moment is a bit of a joke, is much more prescient, isn't it? We've got currently the AI development is just completely uncontrolled and being controlled by the likes of Elon Musk. So I'm not sure I like the idea of him holding the future of mankind in his clutches. Anyway, so the other thing I need to do, I need to put a bit of a plug in for what the Bendigo Radio Group is doing tomorrow. We're activating a flour mill at Smeaton as part of the Mills on the Air weekend. This is a thing that's organised by the Denby Dale Amateur Radio Club in the UK. And so as part of this, we've got a call sign allocated by ACMA. We have it every year, actually, but that is VI3MILLS, Victor India 3, Mike India Lima Sierra.
It's quite a mouthful. I had to say it a lot today because I was using it on 20 metres this afternoon, and got contacts about 14 different European countries in a couple of hours, which was pretty amazing. But if anybody is interested in dropping in to Smeaton, that would be fantastic. But you might like to listen out for us on 40 metres or 80, probably 47,115, I think, is our chosen frequency, but through various repeaters that are available in that area as well. I guess this is assuming the CME doesn't wipe out 40 metres too, so we'll just have to see how we go with that, I think. Yes. Anyway, thanks, Clint. We'll see you again next time. VK3EKH, VK3SPX.
VK3SPX, VK3EKH, not a problem, Steve. And yeah, look, well, since I'll be around tomorrow, I'll have the radio tuned. I'm not sure if you're watching YouTube feed right now, but I've got the 9000D just here that's already sitting on 7020 actually, CW frequency. But I can easily readjust the frequency there to 115, and we'll be monitoring the 40 metres. And you're quite right. Yes, the solar flares might just end up making 40 metres totally useless. You never know. But anyway, good luck with all that tomorrow, and I'll see if I can come up and make a contact. And I agree a little bit about the AI thing. It's the as you said, the issue is with people like Elon Musk and others that are potentially abusing it, and it's what the article I think was getting to was the fact that we need to put things in place to prevent any kind of AI getting out of control. There are already signs of it happening with scrupulous people, scammers, who've got no better thing to do with their bloody time to cause grief for other people by simulating their voices together with their faces and making it look like they're saying things and doing things. It's all possible now. So where it will be in another couple of years is just a scary thought. So we have to be careful about things like that, don't we? So I guess they're just it's just sort of painting a Terminator type future where Skynet takes over and decides to do away with the human beings. So yeah, it's a science fiction coming to reality. Not quite. I don't think it'll happen, but you never know. I mean, the other film that's worthwhile seeing too, along the story is the Will Smith. It's based on Isaac Asimov novel. I'm just thinking its title. It's based on Isaac Asimov, and the story was called science fiction. Will Smith in it. What's it called? It's about iRobot. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. iRobot. Yeah, that's a worthy film too. A really interesting, good film. All right. Thanks, Steve. Good on you, mate. Dallas, VK5 Whiskey Alpha, VK3 EKH. Good evening to you.
Yeah, hello, Clint. Yeah, I catch your good broadcast night, very strong. Some weeks have been a bit weak, and I'm not quite around at the end, and so this time I am. I got a phone call after on Friday nights too, so but I'm in the background, or one of those background listeners intermittently. Yeah, so really good broadcast there, Clint. Work's going very well. Thanks for that. Yeah, a couple of comments. Yeah, I watched the Learmonth radio flux a bit, and I haven't looked in the last few days. I saw it on the ABC, would you believe? They actually reported the sun was taking off, and to wash the worry over everybody. You say, like a Carrington thing. And I saw that today. Yeah, interesting. So there's some very big spikes in the Learmonth, especially the 245 megahertz on the blocks.
the radio flux there, really big spikes as it throws stuff out. They show the pictures there. AI. Yeah, well, I'm a believer. It's like mixing paint. The more colours they mix in, the greyer it gets, and it'll just turn into a grey washing and boring, and people will just drop it. And what gets me is AI. This AI stuff is just super confident, telling you, and there's no checking of the truth. You ask it to add two numbers together, and more often than not, it'll get it wrong. It gives you the opinion of what two numbers add together. It's only an opinion. It's trumpifying it, so it doesn't actually do it. So with things like that, so I just think it's going to feed on itself. And as I say, mix all the paints together. What do you get? Just grey, and information will be thinned and spread thin. Anyway, good on it, Clint. Hope I'm holding up there. I haven't got the aerial tuned here. I'm just using the internal tuner, and it doesn't really work, so I'm pushing my luck. All right, cheers then. Till next time. And good evening to others. VK5WA.
Okay. Just going back to my camera. There we are. VK5 Whiskey Alpha, VK3 EKH returning. All very good, Dallas. Thank you for calling in. I for some reason I've dropped out of the repeater. VK3 RTV has dropped off air, or I haven't dropped off. I'm still transmitting, but RTV is timed out. Actually, it doesn't have a timer, but anyway, it's dropped off. So we've got a few little issues with our repeater, and I know that Peter Cousins, VK3 BFG, is working hard to resolve the technical issues with the ATV repeater, but it's hung in there until now. The YouTube channel is still going, so if anybody, because I'm taking an audio feed tonight directly into the system, once I drop off the stream tonight, you can all go back and listen to watch and listen to your own signal, because I've got a close up of the radio and the signal meter, and you can hear yourselves directly piped over the system. So it's all going across very well, but the repeater still hasn't kicked in for some strange reason. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Thanks, Dallas, and I can see what you're saying about the AI. It's let's just see how things progress in the next 4 to 5 years on that one. Because unfortunately there'll be a place for it. There'll be a legitimate place for that sort of technology. That'll be of benefit to someone or some technical institution. Might be NASA, for instance. But again, it's the scrupulous people out there that abuse and misuse that technology for their own gain. It's the problem, isn't it? Anyway, there it is. All right, thanks, Dallas. Good to hear. Good signal too. I mean, you're 5 and 9 plus, so your loop's working very well. If that's what you're transmitting on. All right. Is there any other stations wishing to check in? VK3 EKH listening. Go ahead, Frank.
Yes. Good evening. The late VK3JR calling. I had a distraction when you were called for callers earlier. Great broadcast, thanks, Clint. And the centre of attraction of interest at the moment certainly is the space weather. This current A index is just about the highest I've heard this cycle. So I'd be curious to see if it gets any higher tomorrow. It's certainly fascinating times. And they're talking about on WWVH R3 storm levels predicted. So we might get some decent aurora out of that. Time will tell. Very interesting broadcast. Thanks for doing it. No missions tonight. No missions tonight, but hopefully, there'll be tomorrow afternoon. There'll be missions, all being well, if Steve's back from the Hamfest. Okay, thanks again for doing it, and talk next week. VK3 VKH, VK3JR.
Good on you, Frank. VK3JR, VK3EKH returning. Excellent. Not a problem at all. Yeah, I like I said, if I had have gone to the Hamfest tomorrow, I know that I would have caught up with Steve as well. There's a swag of people actually that I know that I would have liked to have caught up with. Maybe Rosebud. I'll probably go down to that one. I got no money. It's the problem. I'm absolutely zilch with cash at the moment, so I've got hardly any petrol in the car, and just enough for a roast chook tomorrow night for dinner, which I'm looking forward to. Anyway, thanks, Frank. There was something I was going to say. Oh yeah, about solar flares too. In fact, if I had have thought about it, I would have captured an image tonight for tonight's broadcast. Maybe I can leave this till next week. But in a very quick nutshell, there's a worldwide solar network. It's called the eCallisto network, and the fellow that basically organised this, his name's Christian Monstein, and there was a project where a spectrometer was designed and built, and you could buy this thing. And it covered initially, and it still does. It covers the VHF up to UHF. It uses a UHF tuner, a standard television UHF tuner. So it covers from as low as about 80 megahertz right up to 690 odd megs. And with a bit of clever software, it produces a spectrum. Where you can view that entire spectrum in one go, and if you can see, generally you can see man-made interference or man-made signals because they appear as a horizontal line. But when it comes to natural radio events such as solar flares from the sun, it really lights up the radio spectrum. You get these intense colours that completely cover the entire spectrum in places. And of course solar flares are categorized in type 1, type 2, type 3 type bursts, courtesy of our early Australian astronomers. And just recently, this is really interesting, just in the last few days there's been some solar activity that's been registered up in the microwave part of the band. And in fact, it's our sister society over there in South Australia, the Australian Society of South Australia. That's it, Australian Society. No, get it right, Clint. The Astronomical Society of South Australia, ASSA. They have a very, very good radio astronomy section, and they're doing great guns. And they have one of these spectrometers running and is connected to the eCallisto network. And Christian Monstein has a Facebook page, again, Facebook, but Christian Monstein has a Facebook page where he just puts up all the interesting spectrographs that are collected from around the world of solar activity. And just today, he was, pretty much today, within the last 24 hours or so, he's put up a picture from the South Australian Radio Astronomy Group that shows this amazing solar flare activity in the microwave region. Really, really quite stunning. It's to see that. So I've never seen that sort of thing before. There it is. Just thought I'd mention that. All right. Cheers, everyone. Take care. Have a nice weekend. Try and stay warm. And for all those going to the Moorabbin Hamfest tomorrow, have a good time. Come home with something. And like I say, I'll be there in spirit one way or another. Figuratively speaking, of course. This has been a transmission from VK3 Echo Kilo Hotel on behalf of the Astronomical Society of Victoria. Thank you for listening and watching. And the repeater still hasn't kicked in again, so it must have died. This is VK3 EKH clearing off the 80 metre band for the night. Well, in this formal capacity. Cheers, everyone. Take care. VK3 EKH. Are you calling me in? Are you calling anybody in particular? VK3FRO, VK3 EKH, or CSJ now?
Oh, not really. I just said there was a bit of a QSO happening, so I thought I'd drop the call so I could break in.
Oh, well, everything's finished. I'm heading off. I think you're, I recognise the call sign, I think. It's you're the chap over in Werribee, I think. I can't remember the name right now, though. Just quickly looking back in my logbook here, which is all over the place. Oh, I can't remember your name. I'm pretty hopeless for that. Sorry. You're somewhere there. I know, you're somewhere there. Graham, I think you know Graham, Mr. GL. Yeah, anyway, doesn't matter. All right, VK3FRO. VK3CSJ, name is Clint.
A little bit off with the fairies tonight, past my bedtime, and I missed the whole point of things. Good evening, Clint. All right, mate. Thanks for coming out to me. Have a good evening, and I'll catch you down the log, mate. VK3 CSJ, VK3FRO.
Yeah, no worries, Jeff. VK3FRO, VK3 CSJ. Yeah, look, I remember chatting to you before, and of course Graham is in the background. He's still working at the moment, but he's about to. He's probably 10 minutes away from finishing, I guess. But he is in the background there. This in a nutshell, every Friday night at 10 o'clock, I run a broadcast on behalf of the Astronomical Society of Victoria. So I just key up for an hour and read the latest news that's up there in astronomy and science and other things. And if there's any video to show, I'll show the video, which you can see on YouTube. In fact, I'm still streaming to YouTube as I speak. So once I stop streaming, you can go to my YouTube channel, which is just VK3CSJ, and you can pick up the end of the broadcast here, and you can hear yourself and see yourself, because I've got the camera close up on the radio. So you can actually see how your signal is coming in to Narre South. I have no idea how many people are watching the YouTube channel at the moment, because I'm not really monitoring my YouTube channel, but I know I'm streaming. I can see it's active. The link is activated. Oh, I'm back on the repeater again. Oh, look at that. VK3RTV has come back on, all on its very own. Isn't it a clever little thing? All right, so I'm back on RTV. Okay. G'day everybody that's still watching. All right, Jeff. Look, you better get head off. I know a lot of folks are heading off over to the Moorabbin Hamfest tomorrow, so they'll be all heading off to get to bed as well. So I won't hang around. VK3FRO in Werribee. Thanks for coming up anyway. I've got you down in the log. This is VK3 CSJ, Narre South.
Yeah, go on you, Clint. Thanks for bringing me in, and apologies for thinking it was all still happening. And Good evening to VK3GL Graham if you're still listening on the side. And happy knock-off time coming up. Cheers, gents. VK3SRO going QRT and listening.
Yeah, cheers, Jeff. Take care, mate. Have a good weekend. Look after yourself. This is VK3CSJ, is clear and just listening the frequency for the time being.
Well, yes.
G'day, Gray.
G'day, Jeff. Yes, I was listening, but I was in the middle of doing some work, just tying off a job. Anyway, Clint, you're still listening?
Yeah.
SF, Clint.
What was that?
Peter's there as well.
Who? What?
Peter, VK3BSF is there.
I'm doing I'm doing multiple things at the same time here. I'm making sure that I kill the audio for the feed. So I'm not sure. I've got the so I've got a little bit of level coming in from the receiver through the mixer, so that the audio can be picked up on YouTube and elsewhere. If I don't knock that audio down, I've got it up right now, but if I don't knock that audio down, I think there's a little bit of RF feedback that gets into the system. I don't know. I have to once I'm finished here, I'm going to recheck my own video and see how the YouTube stream has packed up tonight. Oh my God, Peter, you've come in a little bit late there as well. VK3 BSF, VK3 EKH, CSJ, sorry.
Yeah, Roger, Clint. I've got you on the feedback. Sorry, I couldn't listen to your whole broadcast, but just semi. Yes, I was quite interested in the TV program that I've been watching, a series, Gentlemen in Moscow, and watching the footy. But I should drop over. I'm sorry to hear you only got chicken tomorrow. I should send a casserole over to you with a bit of sides, and maybe you can have a change. Bad luck about you missing out on Moorabbin. I'm going there tomorrow. I should get up early enough and catch up with a few old faces. So just checking in to say hi and not wanting to keep you too much longer. Hi to everybody else. VK3 CSJ, 3BSF.
Yep, no worries, Chris. VK3 BSF, Peter, sorry, VK3 CSJ. And yeah, I'm falling apart here. Yes, you know, an hour of this takes its toll, that's for sure. But no worries, Peter. Thanks for calling in. You're a mightily strong signal, of course. And yeah, look, if it wasn't for the preparation for tonight's broadcast, I'd be I would have watched the rest of that game on Channel 7. Although I think it was fairly clear that the other team won. I can't remember who was playing now, but yeah, they got pretty close. Last time I saw the score, I can't remember who was playing. Adelaide. That wasn't Adelaide. Doesn't matter. Anyway, but yeah, it would have been a good game. I'm fairly sure. All right. Did you want to say anything else there, Graham? Or are you busy at work still? VK3GL, VK3 CSJ?
All right, VK3CSJ, VK3GL. A very good evening to Peter. And, of course, Jeff is there as well. But, yeah, very good evening to you there, Peter. Good signal from you. And I guess you'll probably present yourself at the front of my table, I guess, tomorrow. I've got 3 tables down near the stage. And I've got a few helpers with me tomorrow. My oldest boy, Cohen, VK3HCL, he's coming along with my granddaughter, and then I'll have my daughter and her fiance will be down there as well, giving us a bit of a hand. So it's a real family affair tomorrow. It's a bit disappointing, Clint, that you can't come. I quite know what's happened there as to the reason. You mentioned that something had come up, so I wonder what's preventing you to come along and catch up with a few folk. I actually, when you said that, I think last week you mentioned that you'll probably go. I thought, oh, that's all right. That's good to see. You don't have to buy anything, just a ticket to get in, and an entry into the door prize. Anyway, all very good. All right. Yeah, look, not a whole lot to report there, Clint, since everything's sort of pretty much situation normal here. Knocking off work in about 15 minutes. And I've got a pretty early start in the morning. Got to be back up at 5 o'clock. Because going to set up for the Hamfest, we've got to be down at Moorabbin by 7:30. And Cohen's coming around here about 5:45. It's got the PA gear in a road case and that in the garage. We've got to put that in his trailer and then bring that down. So it's an early start. So I'll be well and truly ready to hit the cot tomorrow night. That's for sure. Well, back over to you there, Clint, and Jeff. I might have a quick word with you, provided there's nothing comes in on the work front. It is relatively quiet, but that can change in 30 seconds. You just never know. So if I don't respond, I'll message you and let you know that I'm tied up. VK3CSJ and the group VK3GL.
VK3J.
Yeah, no worries, Graham. I recommend you have a listen back on the YouTube feed when I stop streaming. Have a listen to yourself, because I've there's your audio is sounds really good. I'm actually listening back off the repeater, and what's coming through the television set sounds mightily good. So yeah, when I've stopped streaming, just have a quick listen to YouTube and have a listen to yourself. In fact, all of you, I've been saying that tonight because I've got a direct connection between the wireless and the mixer here. All right. Yeah, look, no, it's just money, Graham. It's just lack of funds. In fact, I think when was it? About Thursday, let's say. I was down to my last $3, and all of a sudden, $90 appeared from somewhere. I don't know where that came from exactly, but there was a deposit of $90 from somewhere, somehow, some way. So I've already got into a good part of that, and there's just enough in there for a roast chook. So so it's yeah, this fortnightly salary is just bottoming out every fortnight now. It's just not having enough money. So the petrol is less than a quarter of a tank. There'll be just enough. If I don't go anywhere, there'll be enough for me to get to work on Monday and Tuesday, with just enough, hopefully, for being able to get to a petrol station on Wednesday morning or on the way home from work. It just depends. But I can't afford to drive anywhere at the moment, and I can't really, I can't think about, spending anything else. So yeah, but Dennis is going across tomorrow. Dennis is being picked up for Richard VK3VRS, and yeah, I would have liked to have gone. Just I guess just the chance to catch up with people. I know that the Coffee Breaknet boys, they're a meeting at a coffee shop across the road a little after all the activities. So I think I would have liked to have popped in on the coffee shop with the old Coffee Breaknet boys, lads. And even the ATVers, they're meeting after the Hamfest as well. All the special ATVers here on RTV and the microwave mad people. So, and I would have liked to have gone to that little get together as well to say g'day to everybody who likes to watch the TV repeater, which is now working again. So I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm out of here, Graham. I'll leave you with Jeff and catch you later there, Peter. Thanks for coming up, guys. I want to cease transmissions for the time being and head over and watch the television for a bit and answer some emails and all that sort of stuff before I hit the sack, which will be about 3 o'clock in the morning. It's just the way it's been lately. All right, who am I putting across to? I suppose it's across to you there, Jeff. VK3FRO. This is VK3CSJ. Audio.
I'm thinking Jeff's disappeared, or he might have had to go somewhere. There was another station that called in there too, Clint.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything because I was mucking around with my audio levels. Was there another station?
VK3 JCW.
Do I know that call sign? Sounds familiar. VK3, look, I'm losing my voice, sorry. VK3JCW, the name is Clint, Charlie Lima, India, November Tango. Look, I'm fading away here. Testing 1, 2, 3. VK3JCW, VK3EKH. CSJ, sorry.
VK3 CSJ, VK3 JCW. Yeah, hi there, mate. Just listening on the side there. I've got your YouTube live feed going as well. So just thought I'd chime in there and say g'day. It's a great content, mate. Out of interest, how are you receiving me? Back to you.
Right. I've got to muck around with faders here in the mixer. You're 5 and 9, basically. If you're watching the YouTube feed, my YouTube stream, you can see exactly how well you are coming in here, because I've got the camera on the Pro 3, and I've got the audio directly being fed into the system, so you get a really good idea as to how well you're being received here. But basically you're 5 and 9. I'm picking up the woodpecker. There's an over-horizon radar that's ticking away in the background, but it's not causing too much of an issue. So I'm not sure your location, but and all your name, but you're coming through okay. VK3JCW, VK3CSJ.
VK3JCW. Yeah, mate, no, all noted, no worries at all, thanks for that. Yeah, I think there's a very, very slight delay on the YouTube. I was just sort of trying to watch it. I had the volume turned up and it was like an echo, so so I had to turn it back down again to try and make sense of what was actually going on this late in the evening, as you could imagine. So yeah, no, excellent, mate. No, appreciate that. Oh, there we go. Yep. No worries at all. Well, that's a fair signal. I'm happy at a 5 and 9. No worries, mate. Well, all the best anyway, and I'll be listening on the side anyway. I'll hand it back to your mighty powers, and all the best. All right. Thanks very much.
Yeah, no worries. It's Peter at Wallen, I gather. Yep.
Yes, that's right, mate. Yep. Peter, VK3JCW in Wallen, Victoria.
Not a problem. Excellent stuff. I know Wallen reasonably well. Not that I live there, but because I as part of the Astronomical, because I'm a member of the Astronomical Society of Victoria, the ASV has a dark sky site up at Heathcote. So we go through Wallen every time when we're heading up to Heathcote. In fact, Wallen represents the first set of traffic lights that I hit. So once I pull out of my driveway here and get onto Monash Freeway from Narre Warren, it's all a straight thoroughfare through to Wallen. The first set of traffic lights there at Wallen is where we stop if they're red. Anyway, just ignore all that. But yeah, no worries, Peter. Good signal, and and certainly coming into Narre Warren, not a problem at all. Thanks for coming up. Not a problem. And like I say, you've just come up at the end of the broadcast. Every Friday night, I do a broadcast at 10 o'clock on 3541. It's been running since 1988, so we're pretty regular. All to do with astronomy. Thanks, Peter. Not a problem at all. Graham, did you want to say anything else? VK3GL, VK3CSJ?
No, VK3CSJ, VK3GL. No, all good. And Peter's coming through here in Bunyip 5 and 9. Really good signal, so no problem at all with that. And I did have a listen to the audio, the transmission via your system, and you're quite right, it does sound quite all right. I'm suitably impressed really with this rig, and also I guess pretty much from the way that I've got it set up with the EQ and everything on it, particularly for local comm stuff, it's got really good fidelity. So I'm very happy with that. Of course, I can usually, if I'm DXing or something like that, I'll narrow it up, but it's really good for this local stuff, particularly when you've got a signal, well above the noise. It's really comfortable to listen to. A bit like yours, like your audio is perfect. As Steve said tonight, HK, just leave it where it is. So do take a photograph of where your settings are at the moment, because it is really good. All right, mate. I'll catch you later on, and thanks for the info too about reason not going. That's a bit of a shame. You probably could have tagged along with Richard, and then you only really got the $10 to get in, or $8 to get in. That's all you'd have to spend. So you could have perhaps tagged along with Richard and still, well, even if you gave him a call in the morning, he'd probably still pick you up. Anyway, if we see you, we see you, but if we don't, we don't, I guess. But I'll catch up with Dennis, I'll catch up with Richard, and I'll probably catch up with Peter BSF as well. See you later on there, Clint. Cheers for now, and I'll put it back to you, and then you can leave it open to whoever might want to have a word. But I'm just about to knock off work, so I'll have to finish up and do some handover with my work colleague. VK3CSJ, VK3GL.
Alrighto, VK3GL, VK3CSJ, ECSJ. Oh dear. Yeah, no worries, Graham. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very much dependent on having my own wheels for getting around. I don't like to be so much relying on other folks. So I'd rather know that I've got my own set of wheels to get around. When I want to go, I want to go. It's as simple as that. So not to worry. I'm not too fussed. I'm really not fussed. But I would have liked to have caught up with Drew. I would have liked to have caught up with a few other 160 metre coffee break netters, coffee breakers. I think Dave for VK3ASC, Dave, has been wanting to catch up with me too. So it would have been nice to have had a chat with Dave and anybody else that would recognise me and trip me up as I go past. So I would have ended up losing my voice by the end of the day, I'm sure. So it doesn't matter. Or possibly catching some bug, which I don't want to happen. Cheers, Gray. Cheers, everybody else that might be listening. Take care. Have a nice weekend, and enjoy yourselves tomorrow at the coffee break net. I mean the Moravian Hamfest. Oh boy. Cheers, all. BK3 CSJ.
Yeah, see, Clint, you sound like you're tired. Catch you, mate. Cheers for now.
Oh yeah. All right. We're out of here. BK3 CSJ clear.
I'll catch you later. I'm just about to knock off work, so we'll catch up with whoever's going to be at the Hamfest tomorrow. See you, Jeff. Thanks for popping up, mate, and we'll catch up with you a bit later on.
Yeah, good on you, Graham. Thank you. And Pete 3 JCW in Wallen, who you spoke to, that's the man with the realistic PRC 451. So, love to say he's a happy camper to know that he can be brought back to his former self. Alright, Graham, happy knock-off time, mate. And Graham, before I go, are you going to the game tomorrow night, Richmond Bulldogs, or are you watching it?
No, I'll probably sort of cast an eye over it. We're going out for dinner tomorrow night with my parents and my wife's parents, because it's with Mother's Day on Sunday. The kids have got together and they've organised something for Alison. So yeah, we're heading out tomorrow night. So I probably won't get to see some of the game, but I'll cast an eye across it, and I'll get to catch up with where it's at when I get home over.
Yeah, QSL, Graham, good on you, mate. No dramas. I just thought I'd quiz you. We're going to be at the game. My brother's a member and he booked us some reserve seats. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, no, all good. All right, Graham. And like I said, BK3 JCW Peter in Wallen is happy that the 451 is going to get a revamp. He's enjoying it. But yeah. All right. I won't hold you, mate. Happy knock-off, happy Friday night, happy slash, what is it, 10 past 12? Actually, slash happy Saturday morning. Have a good one, mate, and I'll catch you down the log, Graham, QSL.
Yeah, no problem at all there, Jeff. Very good. Yes, it's already Hamfest Day. And Peter, yeah, we can resuscitate the rig, fix that meter up for you, and get the lamp going, and it'll be as long as there's no other issues with it that we find, then it should be good as gold. I recently did one of those at 451. Well, actually, yeah, I did. I've still got it here. The guy hasn't picked it up yet, but I recently did a 451 for him, for a guy in Narre Warren. Okay, catch you later on. You grab it there, Peter, if you're still there, and I'm not sure if you're heading to the Hamfest tomorrow, but bring it along if you want me to pick it up from you tomorrow. Bit of knock off. I've just got to knock off work, so I'll have to disappear. VK3 FRO, JCW, and maybe BSF VK3GL.
Yeah, 3GL,
VK3, JCW. Yeah, mate, I'll leave it in your capable hands, no worries at all. I won't make the Hamfest tomorrow, unfortunately, but we'll get it over to you.
As always,
which way or another, mate, don't worry about that. I appreciate that. No worries at all. Alright, mate, enjoy the rest of your evening, knock off work, and have a nice weekend. Alright, 73.
Lovely double, guys. All right, no worries, both of you. I think I figured out what you were all saying anyway. Okay, Peter, no problems about the Hamfest anyway. We'll catch up at some point. Cheers for now, guys. VK3GL.
Keep me in mind, Graham. 7 3s, mate. Uru.
See ya.
just for the sake of the viewers there. This is a video that is on Facebook. It's on my page, but there is audio there, but for some reason we can't get the audio through. But the young lady is out to feed her little pets, and what's happened is, and you'll notice that there was a flash through the window, and it's a bolt of lightning. And there's the bolt of lightning, and then there's the clap of thunder, which is pretty loud. Unfortunately, I don't know why I can't get the audio to patch through, but there's a big clap of thunder, and that's what disturbs the cats. And I can't help it. It just cracks me up laughing each time I see it. That's why I love my little pussies. But it's so amusing, all peaceful, looking for their food, and all of a sudden there's a crappy they go everywhere. Cats, I tell you, they're a crack up, that is for sure. And of course, my producer is just behind me here, Miss Kiska. Oh dear. And of course, she's been known to also take off at a moment's notice if there's been a big sound. Is that right, Kiss? Huh? Kiska? Kiss? 6-year-old cat, and she's 6 kilograms. Beautiful little puss, Kiska.